Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh everyone, and I hope that you had a wonderful December so far. As we all know, we don't celebrate that one thing that's coming up. So yeah, but anyways, I just want to say again, so thank you guys so much for tuning in and sticking around. I know, like I said, every 2 weeks, and I'm technically late, but I know you don't care about that. So I'm just gonna get without further ado, because once again, I'm in a rush. I have something to do. I don't know why I always do this around these times, but it's like I don't even have anything going on in my life. Like, why? But I always choose this day for some reason. But I, inshallah, will be able to get this out to you guys before the next weekend comes, so that everyone who is watching in the future, who has days off, who can actually enjoy my video on the weekend for once. Yes, I know, I'm sorry. I'm not special enough to be posting on Monday the way I do. So I'm doing this in the middle of the week, so inshallah you guys can see this on the weekend. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. As you can see by the title, this is all about clothes. So I also, yeah, we're not supposed to boast about clothes, but I do hope that you guys like, you know, like, yeah, I got a new scarf. And I probably got a lot of things I don't need in terms of clothes. Actually, I did get some more halal clothing recently, alhamdulillah. And that's actually like part of what inspired me to make this video. Well, that and my 100 subscriber special. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and sticking with me. Like, I think I already said that, but thank you guys so much. And okay, so without further ado, let's just get started. Talking about what is halal and what is halal clothing, right? So right now it's a very weird website. I guess I'll go ahead and show you guys. Like, I'm really skeptical of some of these websites. However, I really just need to get this video out here, and so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys that I definitely did my research, but there's so much more research to be had, and I cannot substantiate for all of these hadiths, and if the chain of narration is perfect and can actually go back to, let's say, Ibn Abbas and all these people, may Allah be pleased with them. However, this person was still kind enough, allegedly a Muslim, to put a al-hadith, a woman's dress, whether that's a hadith page number or not, don't know, but they're nice enough to quote actual pages out of different hadiths. So this is what I'm going to be reading to you guys via this person who took them and was nice enough to cite the sources. This is the only reason I'm reading from them. So you guys, if any of you have book on hadith, which if you don't know are the companions of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his account as well as his friends' accounts of, you know, what Allah told him. So yeah, so I mean, I hope I summarized that properly, and it's also meant to clarify things that were said by God himself through Muhammad in the Quran. So peace upon him. So this obviously are just hadiths taken from alleged companions of the Prophet, such as I just mentioned, Ibn Abbas, who I just learned was his cousin. May Allah be pleased with him, because I honestly thought that was just like another one of his friends, you know, somebody who became Muslim at that time. But no, it turned out like this is why when we say in our prayer, like, peace and blessings upon Muhammad and the family and followers of Muhammad. Well, that's what we're talking about. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read this. First part of the article is from Sahih Bukhari, book 60, hadith 282. And it says as follows, and then I'm going to give my opinion on like what I think about, like, you know, clothes and like why I dress the way I dress, like where this came from, like all that kind of stuff. Maybe like, am I married? Like, is this a niqab or is this like just a silly mask that like, by the way, somebody from Japan, a Japanese Buddhist, allegedly, amazing, interesting. Like I told them, you know, my channel is for everyone, you know, but they were asking me like, oh, you know, like, can I wear this? And actually, I think they responded, but I didn't see the notification of their next response until too late. But anyways, yes, anyone can wear Muslim clothing. I will talk about that later. But for this video, I'm not going to be talking about that. The thing is, you should be doing it for God, not just because you like it, you know, obviously. So I'm going to talk about that later, but yeah, I'm in a rush. So I'm so sorry, you guys. So this is from Aisha, or Hazrat Aisha. I thought her first name was Aisha. I don't know. I'm still learning Arabic, you guys. You're gonna have to bear with me. This is from Aisha, basically. When the verse, they should draw their veils, like when a verse was revealed. When certain verses of the Quran were revealed, like women would react in a certain way. So I think that's what this is. But I believe this is also Aisha saying they should draw their veils over their necks and bosoms. Revealed, the ladies then cut their waist sheets, which is the kind of clothing they used to wear back then, 1,400 years ago. Then they cut their waist sheets at the edge and covered their faces with the cut pieces. So basically, that was the niqab. That was like the way in which they chose to, you know, cover themselves. But I'm not sure what verse was revealed at that particular time, but they are saying that it was narrated by Safiya bint Shaba, and I haven't had time to look up who she is yet. But as I just said, this is from Sahih Bukhari, book 60, hadith 282. So I thought that was really interesting. Again, I don't really have much time to talk about it, but I just found it fascinating because I'm like, we don't have to wear these like veils over our faces specifically, but that is something that we do nowadays, at least, you know, in Islam, when we are married, and particularly the burqa, you know, the niqab, and all these, you know, extreme versions of covering, or what people will call extreme, because you're not just making sure that your chastity is covered, you're making sure, see, I just do this for identity purposes, if my amazing like, young Buddhist friend is watching. Yeah, but like I don't want you guys thinking that I'm married, because like I wish, but no. What am I talking about? I don't know. Anyways, guys. Anyway, so, you know, that's what I wear this for, just for privacy. It's really not that, oh my gosh, shocker. But I know some people had questions like, oh my gosh, it's so shiny. Should you really be wearing that? Yeah, I mean, I don't really think that it's that big a deal, to be completely honest. So, moving right along. It says, the Holy Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, this is from Muwatta, book 48, hadith 7. Women who are naked, even though they are wearing clothes, go astray and make others go astray, and they will not enter the garden. Now, I remember this particular hadith from a video. It's probably Sheikh Uthmani, you know, someone like that, who I look up to, like a sheikh or somebody who I look up to, that I think it was one of those videos. Somebody had mentioned that there's a hadith where there's, you know, you can be like naked even though you're clothes. Actually, I think it's a false memory. I think I just read this somewhere myself, but I remember reading it and thinking to myself, wow, like, so when they say naked yet wearing clothing, they are literally talking about women who wear like short shorts, women who wear crop tops to like the grocery store, as well as places like, I don't know, a concert or something like that. Like, but of course, a grocery store, those could be children around, and you know, that's like should be your motivation to not wear a crop top in the store, or like around town or whatever, because what are you really telling the children, like, this is okay to dress like that, you know? And I'm not trying to tell anyone how to dress, but that is my opinion, that is just ridiculous. So that's what I think when they say women who are naked even though they are wearing clothes. That's what that means to me. So moving on, it says, will not enter the garden, and they will not find its scent. Will not be able to even smell it. Its scent is experienced from as far as the distance traveled in 500 years, which is God knows how long, because I heard that there's an angel, like holding, one of the angels is like holding up Allah's throne, and from like here to like his chin, I mean, from his like chin to his like shoulders, like 700 years. Imagine how big he is. Okay, I don't want to talk about that either. It's also from this alleged hadith that I cannot substantiate right now, so I actually want to buy the books of hadiths and like compare these quotes and stuff, but I haven't had time to do that. So I will do that in the future, inshallah. Like, if you guys want that, like if you guys would like to see that, you guys have still not told me what you want to see, but I would definitely do that for you guys in the future. Just make sure that I know exactly what I'm talking about. So, but there's this one particular thing that I wanted to talk about, and I'm gonna look for it for you guys right here. It's also on this page. And this is maleofislam.com. Again, I think it's like a homemade webpage. So I used to make web pages all the time when I was like 16 and bored. This one I think is particularly fascinating, and this one actually worried me a lot because I don't know if it can be substantiated for. However, I'll just read it to you guys. An Ansari girl was married and she became sick and all her hair fell out, intending to provide her with false hair. I don't know what that sentence means, because it sounds like she made herself sick so that she could wear false hair. So that's already a terrible translation, but I'm just going to keep going. They asked the Holy Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, who allegedly said, Allah has cursed the lady who artificially lengthens her or someone else's hair, and also the one who gets her hair lengthened. This is narrated by Aisha, allegedly, radiallahu anha, in Sahih Bukhari, book 72, hadith 817. So again, if you guys want to look that up for yourself, make sure it's real, be my guest. So what I find most disturbing, like worrying, I can't say disturbing, worrying about this is like allegedly narrated by Aisha, and those were like the hadiths that were like reportedly like the most like chain of narrations that were the most reliable, right? Chains of narration. So if it was really narrated by Aisha, then that's really worrisome, because like, there's no explanation. Like, what are we supposed to do? It sounds like the girl had cancer. Does that mean she can't even wear a wig to make herself feel a little bit better? Like, okay, see, this is what Christians will try to say about Islam is like somehow bad, because but it doesn't go into detail. So that's why I said I need the book. I need the actual book that this hadith came from, right? So I could explain like, okay, well, what are we supposed to do? Obviously the solution is to wear hijab. I remember I was making fun of this woman myself. Allah forgive me for this. Because her wig fell off like mid-interview, and she was talking about Jesus. But she was talking about Jesus in like this really matter-of-fact way.
He's a good father. He is, you know, and he has the best intentions for you. His plans are to prosper you, bring you to an expected end. But your life does not. Oh my God. Oh my God, bruh. We gonna keep this, nigga. I can't even reach it, bro. This is.
And I knew she didn't know what she was talking about, but she was trying to be really cordial and sweet about it. But I just thought it was hilarious because her wig fell off, and she was like, oh wow, I can't even reach it. And I was like, girl, if you had a hijab, you wouldn't have to worry about that. And yeah, you know, she's a black girl like me, so it did feel a certain type of way. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, because I also used to be caught up in hair. I never cared for wigs, but I do have a few. Like I said, and I was doing certain things online. Like, I love trying on new wigs and showing them off to people. Like, you know, having fun with hair was still a very big part of my life. It just kind of stopped. I just don't care about it anymore. Allah has blessed me in weird, like, ways, amazing ways, not weird, that I can't even describe to you. Like, just certain things I just don't care about anymore. And a lot of them I never really did, but I would just give into it. You know, societal pressure, jobs, you know, you get the point. But as I saw her like wig fall off, I was like, girl, if you were wearing one of these, you would not have even had to worry about that kind of humiliation. So this hadith seems to be real, because I see these situations and women tearing their edges out with all like these weaves and all this different stuff. Astaghfirullah, like every single day. I grew up seeing that happen, especially within the black community. Like, and even mixed women, you know, like we all have been like kind of a victim to like this mentality of, okay, you have to have your hair a certain way, so but if you cover it up altogether, you don't, that kind of like just completely like eliminates. And I've had enough compliments of my hair to last 10 lifetimes. You know, I'm good with not showing it now. I used to color my hair, like the front of my hair. I wish I could show you guys, but I don't know. Whatever, like I used to always have color in the very front of my hair. I was too scared to dye my whole head, but you know what I mean. You get the point. Like, if we wear these things, you guys, we don't have to worry about none of that nonsense. We don't have to worry about what anyone says, and that's, wallahi, that's what I love the most. So I think that's all I really want to mention from this. Not really, but I do want to quickly run over what the Prophet himself, peace be upon him, would wear. So yeah, but as far as like the niqab and all this kind of thing, well, as you can see from the first part, it makes it pretty clear that as long as we cover our bosoms and, you know, everything else, then we should be fine. That's why, like, there's a certain word, I was trying to look for it, but I ran out of time. But anyways, there was a certain, like thing that, like, meant veil, like, versus, like, dress, you know, and, like, the whole hijab, the word hijab supposedly means the entire dress that covers you from here to your toes and all this. I don't know, but it's still not clear in the Quran specifically like what that is. I just know that in the Quran it specifically states, and I'll put it on the screen here, where that when, you know, if there's shame with shaving our heads, this is different from it falling out. But if there's a shame, if we feel shame with shaving our hair off to pray, then no, because that's how important prayer is. It is more important than your hair, after all. Then if she feels shame, she should have a veil or something like this. And that is specified in the Quran. So guys, I personally, like, I don't have any problem with this. And do I wear like this hijab kind of thing like every single day? No, because I don't usually leave the house these days. But if I do leave the house, I try to make sure that I do. Sometimes I'll have like both these down, and I'll just have like a high neck shirt, I confess. Anyways, enough about that. And I'm gonna move on to this part right here. Oh, and by the way, to my Buddhist monk, by the way, if I didn't mean to call you a monk, by the way, it's just gonna keep on. Buddhist Japanese viewer, I hope you have subscribed. I love everyone. I hope everyone comes to my channel. But I did just want to say again, if you're gonna wear this, make sure you're wearing it for the right reasons. You can pretty much do whatever you want. I can't tell you what to do. But I think it's within your best interest to learn more about Islam first and know that it's not necessarily offending us, but we might think that you are Muslim if you wear something like this or like this, even though this is just kind of my own thing. You might want to be careful with it. I'll show pictures of what an actual niqab looks like right here, just for reference. I know this is really random. But yeah, because I just kind of wanted to clarify that point. But I'm going to move on really quickly and read this. So the Prophet, peace be upon him, this is from another website, sunnah.com. Now I trust this one a little bit more. Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, has allegedly reported that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, whoever allows his garment to drag out of vanity will find that Allah will not look at him the day of resurrection. On this, Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, replied, O Messenger of Allah, my lower garment keeps sliding down, though I take care to pull it and wrap it back up. The Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, said, you are not of those who do it out of vanity. Like, don't worry about that, bro. You're good. Like, as long as you're not like trying to show off, basically. It just kind of goes on about like colors, what colors we should wear. We apparently shouldn't wear silk. I think that's because there is something mentioned how in Jannah in the Quran, if you wear silk, well, I don't know about if, but in Jannah, we're supposed to be able to wear silk. God will garment us with silk himself, with green silk and like brocade, which is like this like pretty like brassy looking, like, well, I don't have time to explain it, you guys. I don't even really know that I should show the example on the screen because, yeah, pictures, and God doesn't really like pictures and depictions, right? Which, as an artist, that's something else I've been struggling with. I can still sell clothing, and go check the description below, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, shameless plugging, right? That's another thing. I shouldn't do too much as long as I have a good reason for it. And of course, my good reason is so that I can donate more with, obviously, a side income. I'll be able to do that easily. And of course, you'll be supporting a Black-owned business, a Muslim-owned business as well, which is more important. We can get all that. Okay, we can talk about that later, you guys. But I appreciate you guys even subscribing. Please just subscribe and share these videos. It might, I don't know, shed some light on what, you know, what is halal clothing, what is not. I don't know, but I just know that as long as we are covered, you know, we cover our main biddies and bobbies, we'll be okay. But this was just a topic that I just felt like needed to be addressed, and people are like kind of scared to talk about it, you know. I mean, you can't force anyone to wear a hijab. You cannot force these things regardless of what God really feels about them. You can't force anybody. So I'm just gonna move on. Messenger of Allah, from Abu Hurairah, stay with me, guys. Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, said, oh no, on the day of resurrection, Allah will not look at those whose garments who trails his lower garments out of pride. So again, just being prideful and just like being like, I don't know, Cardi B, like the only reason you wear clothes is to show off. Like, basically, I don't know. She's the first one who like popped into my head. Please don't kill me. Okay, no, I'm saying anyone who's like any celebrities always pop into my head when I think about clothes. I'm like, yo, they're the ones who be like, they like dresses be dragging on the floor. We're allowed to wear jewelry. Okay, but to like do it for the wrong reasons is what I'm gathering from this. It's like extremely, this comes from Al-Bukhari Muslim. It's extremely like blasphemous. Like, don't do things just to be flashy, just to show off. Don't give zakat just to show off. Like zakat, you know, charity. So, you know, I gave charity. You know, I'm not gonna be like sitting here telling people like how much money I gave away, because that's not what you should be doing it for, like, obviously. So I just wanted to mention that really quick. But to close this out, because I know I kind of just ran through everything. You're like, whoa, what just happened? I know this video is probably still somehow an hour long. I don't know how I managed that when I talk way too fast. But yeah, I love you guys. A little bit left. But before I leave, because I'm late for my prayer, everything is just going to trash. I'm supposed to be getting this new job soon. They haven't called me back. I'm scared. It's probably going to not work out. Pray for me, you guys. Pray for me. There's a lot of nothing and a lot of everything going on right now. So I would really appreciate you making dua for me. But I do want to just, really quickly, just to be petty, I want to show something on the screen to you guys. Now, this is a comment that I left on the over the World Cup. Is it the World Cup? I'm really stupid. I don't really watch soccer, but yeah. So I was just basically saying that, like, hey, go Morocco, like my people won. Oh yeah, you know, I said something like that. I'll show it on the screen right now for you guys. But I thought it was freaking hilarious because somebody was like literally like, oh my gosh, do not make fun of my country. And I'm like, what do you mean? Because like Spain lost. So I guess he thought that I was making fun of Spain. And then somebody else, this is what I really want to talk about, somebody else had the audacity to comment. Somebody had the audacity to say, because when I said, oh yeah, Muslims W, because Morocco, you know, literally, okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise. Basically, when I said Muslims W, and he's like, Morocco. He's trying to correct me, and he said Morocco, actually. I'm like, beach. So I quickly deleted that comment. I was really pissed, and I just re-commented what I said because it had only been a few minutes. So what happened from there? Well, I screenshotted something I found online saying that there is, and I already knew this, by the way, I'm just being petty. There's 99% Muslims. Like, Morocco is 99% Muslim. 99. So I was like, oh, you want to just call it Morocco, huh? Because there are like so many diverse Christians living there, or just secular people living there, right? Yeah, totally not. Maybe there's a lot of people who lived Islam who never really were Muslim in the first place. But I can guarantee you that, just to be petty, I sent them a DM. I showed them this, and I said there's 99% Muslim in Morocco. And I was like, oh my God, I was having so much fun with that, you guys. I drug them for filth. I'm sorry. I would be like, Lord, forgive me, because I thought it was just fun. Like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I love you guys. And as you know, well, that's pretty much it. But as you know, yeah, so if it rhymes, it must be true. And I love you. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your December. And once again, if you guys have any suggestions, please leave them down below, because I love you and I don't want you to leave me. Okay, goodbye.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.